Hi guys, very good morning and very welcome to our series of webinars. So today we have another one for you on which we're gonna do like how to manage your sales and opportunities pipeline in Odoo. So as a agenda for today webinar, we're gonna have an introduction session. So today we have a special guest with us from the Odoo team. So he's our Max, he's our Odoo accounts manager. Hi Max,
Hi, Kapil. Nice to be here with you.
thanks for joining Max. And
You're
so
welcome.
Max will be my co-host today, and we together will be hosting this webinar. And this is me, Kapil. I'm a Odoo consultant in target integration. I can be your contact person for all of your Odoo queries. Next, we're gonna have a brief presentation like about Max gonna talk about the Odoo, and then I'll take care of. But I'll talk about the target integration, what we do, some kind of implementation strategies that we follow, and later we're gonna move towards a demonstration. Yes, Max, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Allow me to share my screen really quickly. Okay, I guess you can see my screen now. So allow me to give myself a short introduction as well. So as Kapil already introduced me, thank you for that, Kapil. I'm an account manager at Odoo, specifically the account manager of target integration as well. And as the account manager, it's my responsibility to make sure that together with the partners, we properly inform potential customers of the possibilities of Odoo, the features and the benefits that Odoo could potentially bring to Odoo users. And of course, we try to do that in a proper collaboration. So let's just dive into the content. As Kapil already mentioned, we'll first have a couple of general slides about Odoo to get you familiar with the company itself and the value proposition. So as you can see on this slide, one of the key phrases that we use is that Odoo can allow a company to boost their business results with the integrated software. And if you allow me to explain that a bit more in detail, Odoo is actually an all-in-one software solution with a modular approach, meaning that for every process you have a separate application, and those applications are actually integrated out of the box standard, and you only actually need to use and install the applications that you need to use. So let's dive into the content. On this specific slide, what we'd like to address is actually the business scope of Odoo, which is very large, while also keeping in mind the user friendliness. So on the image you can see on the left, you can actually see where Odoo targets itself to be compared to its main competitors, meaning we want to make sure that Odoo offers a solution for many different processes that companies need to efficiently manage their business. So being a large business scope software solution while keeping in mind the user friendliness, because it's a very common thing that if the more features get added into the software, the less user friendly it becomes, or the harder to use it actually becomes. And as specified on the previous slide, the integration is also a key factor of the value proposition of Odoo. Since it's an all-in-one software solution, we recommend our customers to use Odoo for as many processes as possible, since you can then benefit from this standard out-of-the-box integration. So on the image on the right, you can actually see that if you were to use software for different software for different processes, there's so many different packages you can choose from, and it will be very hard to integrate the data within those packages. And Odoo takes away all that difficulty, since the software is just standard integrated, and you don't have to bother connecting the different softwares with each other using APIs, etc. You can just use that standard integration, which is a core value of the Odoo software solution. Now, let me tell you also something about the history of Odoo, because nowadays when people hear about Odoo, they think about the growth, the success story of Odoo, the global characteristic of the company, but it actually wasn't always the case. As you can see on the left image, this was the situation in 2007. We only had a handful of employees, and we were actually an SME, a startup like any other startup. And we experienced startup difficulties as well. So there were financial difficulties. There were not many leads to take care of. And as you can see on the right image, the software at that point was also very old-fashioned. So but actually, due to the motivation and the being convinced that we could really achieve something in the software market, which at that point really only consisted of software giants, we were very motivated that we could impact the market with our solution and revolutionize the industry in general. And that's how we come to the situation of today, where we have almost 1,000 employees. So we know a very impressive growth, and where, as you can see on the right image, the solution has modernized a whole ton. So basically, the moment our company started growing, our solution started to scale and started to grow as well. More features were added. The user friendliness was modified and optimized. And that's how we come to the situation of today, where we're a very successful company and we wish to continue this growth, and where our solution has modernized a whole lot, where there's so many different features that have been optimized and have been added. And basically, all our customers can now use that same solution that we use on a daily basis to manage our operations. Being a software company with so many features, being an all-in-one package, we actually have a very international outlook. So we're not really dedicated on a certain market. We believe that Odoo is a core solution which can be used by any company, any SME in the world, as the processes are not exactly similar, but are definitely in common. And we have created a solution that allows any company to manage their processes in an efficient way. Of course, taking into account localization as well. And so, as you can see, we have offices all around the world to help our clients implement the software and to propose this value proposition to them, to make them aware of the possibilities of using our software to improve their management of their business activities. So we have offices in the United States, we have offices in Europe, specifically in Belgium, we have an office in the Middle East, specifically in Dubai, we have offices in Asia as well, we have an office in India, so we have a very global characteristic. Also, you can see a couple of metrics on the right slide. On a yearly basis, our average growth is 65%. As I said already, we are almost at 900. We are almost at 1,000 employees, specifically right now at around 940. A famous saying that our CEO used to say is actually that we recruit one new employee every day. So we wish to continue this growth, and we expect to reach 1,000 employees in the very near future. We have 8 subsidiaries in total, and we have in total more than 2,300 partners, which goes to show that a whole economy has been built around Odoo. So partners, just like Target Integration, help us to implement the software, help us to develop the software if some features were to be missing, and basically make sure that we can provide the best services to our clients as possible. And in total, this translates in more than 5 million happy Odoo users. So Odoo has a very unique value proposition. 3 of the main characteristics we like to address is, as I mentioned before, that the software is fully integrated. So any application you were to use will be integrated with the other applications in your database. So if you were, for example, to start with one certain application, then move on to another application later on, you install that second application will immediately be integrated with the other applications. So Odoo can basically cover all your business needs, and you won't need any other software to manage your processes. The software is also very easy to use, which you'll see during our demonstration. And as a third characteristic, it's good to note that Odoo is also very affordable. In comparison to other softwares, which can be really expensive, Odoo makes sure that it's very affordable. For example, we basically have a pricing model that is based on the processes you manage with Odoo. So we don't have a full package that a customer needs to pay for. If you were to only use certain processes, manage certain processes in Odoo, those are the only processes, those are the only applications that you will actually pay for, which makes it a very affordable and competitive pricing structure. So now I'll give the word back to Kapil, and I think he will take over the presentation as well again, right?
Yeah. Thanks for the introduction, Max. It was really helpful.
You're
So,
welcome.
yes, as a target integration, just want to tell you, like we were established in 2008 with the mission that every business should be able to leverage, sorry, the full power of their business insights. So we have offices in our business headquarters in Dublin, Ireland, where I'm based currently. So we have another office in UK in Birmingham, and we have three offices in India, one in New Delhi, Mumbai, and one's Bangalore. Sorry, it's not mentioned there. And we have a development center in Greece. So basically, we provide a perfect mix of quality and value. So what we do, we implement and integrate multiple CRM and ERP system, Odoo being one of them, and we are silver partners for Odoo in Ireland. So we provide the system in relation to your customer management, sales management, customer care, help desk, and we implement system both on cloud network as well as on premises. So some of the implementation strategies that we basically follow when going for the implementation, it depends on like if it's a small organization with around 10 to 15 user, or it's a medium organization of around 100 to 200 users. So in standard implementation, it's basically, as you said, recommended for medium and large size business. So in this, we usually go with the need analysis, or you can call it as a discovery phase. So in this, we go through each workflow of your business and note down your various requirements. And by the end of the discovery phase, we generally produce three documents for you. It's basically a presentation on the findings for the management team or board members. Second, an estimate of spreadsheet for your financial team, and third is the document of details for specification, which cover like every detail about the implementation and how they will be addressed various issues of the business. And discovery phase generally lasts for around 3 to 5 business days. Following that, we have a gap analysis which allow customer either to adapt their specifications to the software and clear their doubts about the feasibility of project. So and later on it's a proof of concept, and in this, implementation is done in one stage, like you select the module you want to implement the first, and that's how we go forward. And yeah, we go live at the end of each phase. So quick start implementation, as said, it's basically recommended for smaller agile business. Basically, in this, we provide training on Odoo for 2 to 3 days, and then we provide you an access to the training material. So you can study, you can learn, and we can help you. Then we help you to implement the system. And basically, the implementation is done, as said, on the small iteration, followed by a half day or a full day visit by an Odoo customer consultant every week. And as I said, like implementation on this, the estimate depends on your capabilities to learn and implement things yourself. So going over for the overview. So today we'll be starting with the lead creation, where I'll be showing you the different ways you can enter your leads and turn them into opportunities. And then I'll be showing you the process with which you can manage your pipeline, in the sense how you can turn your opportunity into sale to a potential customer. From there, it will be quite interesting for us like to see the reporting that Odoo can provide us on sales and management, on your pipeline management. So before that, Max will be discussing will showing us the Odoo environment. Over to you, Max. Sorry. Max, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you give me the presenter rights again, and then we'll get
Yeah,
started with the
sorry.
demonstration?
Yeah, yeah, you can now.
Thank you very
So
much.
as Max is running his screen, so today he'll be showing us like how Odoo looks like, what the basic features, how the application works, and all that stuff. Yes, I can take over.
Exactly. So before we let Kapil dive into the specific flow of Odoo, I really want to address some of the core features of Odoo that if you were to become an Odoo user, or if you are an Odoo user already, those features you will be using on a daily basis and are actually very, very strong features that should be kept in mind. To start with the very, very basics, of course, you can see the main menu of Odoo right in front of you. So as I already said during the introduction, Odoo has a modular approach, and the applications for every process, you have a different application which are integrated out of the box. Here in my main menu, you can see which applications are actually installed already. Imagine I were to want to test another application or manage an extra process with Odoo. I can just navigate to the application called apps, very straightforward, open this application up. and then I get an overview of all the applications that Odoo has to offer. Here, in just a simple click of a mouse, the additional application will be installed and will be ready for me to configure and use, and automatically be integrated with the other applications in my database. So that's one of the first things I wanted to address. Going back to the main menu where we are now again, let me also address a very core metric, a core feature, which is the user. So of course, Odoo is based on a user level. Every employee can have a separate user in the database. If I click on the top right here, I can see my user is logged in this case MXV, which is my trigram in Odoo. We can see that there's a couple of standard features that show up. For example, I can be guided directly to my documentation. Imagine if I were to be a user and I don't know how to use a certain application, I can easily navigate to my documentation here and figure out how to use a certain app. Also, if there were to be any questions or you have an issue, you can easily navigate to our support department right here, who will immediately help you out with your questions. A good thing to note as well is that there are shortcuts available, which I'll quickly open. And basically why this is good to mention is because Odoo can fully be used without using a mouse. So you basically only need a keyboard to be able to use Odoo. And I can simply show you that by, for example, opening up the contacts application and then pressing Alt. And then I can see the different buttons appearing here, which allow me to navigate to certain features by just clicking a button. So I can work without my mouse if that's your preference. As a final thing related to my profile, I can click on my profile, which basically opens up a couple of configuration settings related to my certain user. For example, I can configure notification settings so that I get notified by email or notified only in Odoo. I can set up my language. So Odoo is multilingual. Any user in your database can work in their own language. I can set up my email, and since you can also send emails from Odoo directly, you can set up your email signature right here as well, set up a profile picture, etc. Going back to the profile, as I already mentioned, going back to the main menu, as I already mentioned, the wireless characteristic of Odoo is very interesting also in the sense that, imagine I have a lot of applications installed here. It might be easy to lose the overview of which applications I want to navigate to. And now actually what I can do is from the main menu, I can just enter a certain application. For example, I want to go to a sales order. I just enter sales. And then from here with my keyboard, I can just navigate wherever I need to go to. That being said, allow me to address these two remaining features that are also very core to Odoo. First of all, you have the conversation button here, which is basically a text balloon, as Odoo allows you to chat with any other employees in your database. So it's basically like the Messenger app of Facebook. It just allows you to chat very easily with any other employee if you were to need to discuss something related to your business. And also there's the possibility to create certain channels. So imagine I want to create a channel for my specific team. Here I can see, for example, the channel project and tasks. I can add certain users, certain employees to that channel, and then communicate directly with those people in this feature. Then we have the activity button here. In this case, there's no activities planned, but it's basically the little clock icon. And the way it works is that on any object in Odoo, you'll be able to schedule activities so that you can manage your workload in a very smooth and efficient way. And the moment I have planned some activities, which I'll show you right after, it will appear here in the clock so that on a regular basis, I can check my clock and see what I have to do today in order to work as efficiently as possible. All right. So that being said, on the main menu, I've addressed that quite in detail. If I were to say it myself, what I'll do right now is I'll open up the contacts application and show you some more basic features, core features that you'll see in every application. And those are visible right here. So as you can see, I've just opened up the contacts application, which shows me any contacts in my database. Those can be employees, those can be my customers, those can be my vendors. So the contacts application groups all those people together. And in this app and also in the other apps, I have these standard features to my availability, which allow me to search for specific data or filter and group that data in a certain manner. So the search button basically allows me to create a filter based on my input. So if I were to, for example, enter Brandon, I can see Brandon right here. I enter what brand name I'm looking for. In this case, it's a name. I enter Brandon name and I come to Brandon. Very straightforward. A certain filter has been set here. Of course, I have other filters that I can define as well. Here are some filters that are very standard. For example, I only want to see the individuals in my database, or I only want to see the companies in my database, etc. Now I have applied this certain filter. Imagine I also want to group that filter. I can group this by country, and I can see that my data immediately updates itself. Now imagine I want to work in a certain workflow, or I work in a certain flow on a certain data set all the time. Then I can easily save that filter as my favorites. In this case, it's very straightforward, 2 filters, but saving this filter basically creates the flexibility for me not to have to create this filter all the time over and over again, which can be very useful if you were to have a lot of parameters in this search function. So here I have this favorite filter. I can easily remove that again and have my full data set again. So that's a core feature that you'll see in every Odoo app. In this case, I'm showing it in the Contacts app, but you'll also see it in the CRM app later on in the demonstration. Another key thing to emphasize are the different views in your database. Right now we're on the Kanban view, but there's many different other views available. For example, I could go to my list view as well and then see my data in another manner. Again, I can sort that out. So I've grouped it by country, and now I see my data in the list view listed per country. Okay, so a lot of information regards to the basic features, but as I said, when you're using Odoo, you'll use these features on a regular basis. That's why I think it's important to address before diving into the flow. Now, if I were to open a specific contact, those are the final basic features I'll address. If I open a contact, immediately what you can see here is why the integration of Odoo is so powerful. Odoo is very customer-oriented, meaning I open up a customer, and from this overview, I can go to any data set related to my customer. For example, I see the opportunities here. If I click this, I will be navigated directly to my CRM. I see my sales. I get directly navigated to my sales, purchases, tasks, subscriptions, etc. Any process you have installed, anything that is linked to this customer, I can just navigate to from the customer overview. Let's do it for this specific customer. I go to opportunities. I see the opportunities linked to my customer, and using the breadcrumb, I can easily go back to the customer. So very, very easy to use these smart buttons. Of course, I can edit the data, add additional information related to this contact. In this case, it's a company, but I can also have individuals linked to a company. You have different tabs related to specific data related to that customer, etc. And then as a last core feature, what you can see here is the chatter. Also something very important to emphasize. I've addressed some of it earlier in this demonstration. For example, what I can see here is I have the possibility to send a message, which basically stands for an email. So here I can do my external communication. If I were to send an email to Azure Interior, hello, I send it, and it will appear here with this email confirmation that the email has been sent. If I were to do internal communication, I can note it here. It will appear in the same manner. So here all my data is being logged, so I can keep traceability of what's exactly happening. In the note function, I also have the possibility to tag another employee so that they are informed about something, and we can go into a conversation about a certain object. And I also have the possibility to schedule an activity, which I addressed earlier with the clock here. So, for example, I could schedule an activity. We have some preset activities right here. For example, I want to call this person, let's say on Monday next week. Schedule activity appears right here. If I go to my activity clock, now I see one future activity has appeared. Imagine the activity was for today. Obviously, it will appear in the Today tab, etc. Quickly click that. Now, if I were to have called this person, I can mark it as done, write my feedback, mark it as done, and it will be logged in the chatter for your manager or for anyone or for yourself to remember what you've exactly talked about and to keep full traceability of your own activities. So those are basically all the core features I wanted to address. To end my part of the demonstration, I'll quickly navigate to the main menu, open up the CRM application, remove this filter because it's my pipeline. I don't have any opportunities personally, but if I remove it, I see the pipeline of the whole company. And what you can see here is these basic features I've addressed, which come in every application: filters, search function, and the different views. And now I have an overview of my macro pipeline right here, the different stages that are defined. Imagine from here, I can easily define a new stage, for example, demonstration, add the stage, and drag and drop the stage to wherever I want it to be. And then, for example, if I were to do a demonstration for global solutions, I can drag this data, this opportunity to this specific stage, which will automatically change the data. Last thing to address, you might wonder what these colors stand for. Well, these colors stand for the activities that are related to those opportunities. The red stands for late activities. So this means my employee actually needs to work on these opportunities ASAP because he's already late on the activities that is scheduled. Green means it's activity in the future. Yellow means it's an activity today. And the white little bar means there's no activities scheduled. And it also allows me to easily click on those activities to actually show those activities in a specific order. For example, I click it and I see the opportunity that is not registered an activity yet. So these are all the basics of Odoo, and now I'll let Kapil take over from me as he will dive into the specific flows of managing your opportunities and managing your sales. So I'm giving the word to you, Kapil.
Yep, thanks, Max. So Max has shown us the overview of how we can manage them and create them. So let's get into this. And yeah, I hope you all can see my screen now. So so as I said in the presentation, so I'll be showing you the various way you can create your leads and how you can work on a real lead. So starting with the first way, so very firstly, I'll be just entering a potential customer or opportunity directly through my contact module. So example, you say you met someone in a meeting and you seem like, okay, he could be a future customer or he might be interested in the company or the product. And luckily I got his email address and I know his name. So and I want to add him in my contact details. So whenever my marketing team is trying to launch a new campaign or something new, I want him to be looped in and see what we are doing. So I'll just go to my contact module, just click on create. So here I have an option, like as Max said, we can add contacts as an individual or the company. So in this case, if this is an individual, I say okay, I met Steve in a conference and I want to add him as my contact here. So let's say Steve at us. I don't know his job position. I know his mobile number. I'll add it there. Mm, Sorry, I think my net connection is a bit slow. So that's the most general way of doing it. You have the details, you directly go into the module and you just add them. So then you have an option, right? You have other information you can add. You can add another contact link to this from here, or you can add the sales or purchase person. So let's say if this is an important contact and I want to assign a particular salesperson to him, I can do it from here. For example, I can assign myself or I can assign Max as a salesperson who can work on this lead or this customer. I can even assign the payment terms which I want to set up with on the invoicing and all for the customer. I can set my purchase terms as well. I can link my accounting to this customer and I can log an internal note. So whenever a salesperson will try to connect with this customer or try to have a deal, if I want to assign like, okay, this is a VIP customer, please do carefully. So whenever my salesperson will try to work on this lead, he'll be able to see this I have note I have mentioned for him. And once we hit save, we can see all the applications that are linked to this customer. We can say if there's any opportunity link with the customer, if we have any meeting schedule, if there's any sales that has been done, if the customer has any subscription, if he did any purchase, or if he has any amount invoiced with us, any bills or any kind of accounting that is linked with him. So that's the basic first way of doing it. Now, uh, now what I'm going to show you is the second way of creating a new lead. So let's say a new potential, you want to add him in your contact in your data. So for example, you have your website and your customer contacts you directly from your website. So that's your website. I mean, that's a demo one. So customer comes on your website, he visited your shop page, and let's say he's looking for some products and he sees, okay, he's interested in a storage product, but yeah, he wants to know more about it. So he directly goes to your contact us and he just types a name like say Robin. Let's say he worked in ABC something, and yes, say need more information. Question need more. Sorry. So the customer says, okay, he is looking for some more information on the storage box and he wants to connect with someone. So once he click on send, and let's say I'm the salesperson, I started my day and next morning I came in, I want to see like if there's any new leads that come. I go to my backend, I go to my CRM and go to my leads. If I see I can do I have any new lead or something that I need to work on. So this is here we can see we have a new lead created from our contact us module. And the best thing is like you can see the it says 11 page views. When you click on this, you can see where the customer has directed from and which page he was viewing on your website. So okay, let's say clone edit. I assign this to myself as I'm working on this opportunity. If I'm trying to connect with the customer, I found something about him on the internet, I can add his details or about his website, mobile number. So I can set a priority for this lead as well, if it's a high priority lead or a normal lead. Also, we can assign tags to this if is a product looking for a product or a service. So we can assign tag that's really helpful when you generate reports or you want to search them leads as per your tags. If I want to assign any internal notes, I mean internal note, that's what comes up what the customer has requested. I mean that what he entered in his detail, like he needs more information in relation to the storage boxes. Any extra information that I want to add, I can do it as here. So once I click on save, this lead is assigned to me. Okay, so now I want to work on this lead and I can convert them to opportunity and start working on this. So that's another way you can add your leads. So now I'll show you a third way in which sorry, your customer comes and connect with you via your email. So as you see, like every sales team has an email address attached to them. So you can add your email address for sales team by going to your CRM, your and configuration, and you can assign an email address. So I have done one. So let's see how it works. So I'll be sending it an email from my personal email and see will it goes or not. So let's say need some help. Our team looking to know about pricing for storage boxes. Let's click on send and let's go back to our system. See again, come to my CRM and go to my leads and start filtering if there's any new leads that we have just sent. Okay, yes. So you can see that the lead has been created from the email as well. So just to summarize, these are the three ways you can generate your leads. Either you can directly you have the information, or you get a call from the customer or a contact and you directly add it to your system from your contact modules. Second way is like the customer visited your website and enter the details on the website, And third way is like you can view this customer connects with you via an email. So now I'll show you more or less the process we try to do together, like to convert an opportunity into a real sales in real environment. So I'll go to the CRM and let's take an opportunity and see how it works. So I go to my leads. So let's work on the lead that we created from the website. So okay, I think yeah, this is a lead and he will be happy to go forward. So I convert him into an opportunity. So when I'm trying to convert a new lead to an opportunity, it will give me two options, either to convert directly to an opportunity or to merge with an existing opportunity. So if I have this current contact or leads already in my system, and if there's any opportunity assigned to it, I can merge it with another one. I can just search it here and do that. But since there is no, I'll convert him into a new customer and a new opportunity. So okay. So now you can see it has been converted to an opportunity. So what's more important is that with this opportunity, I have an external communication, like Max told us. I have an internal communication, and also I can schedule an activity. So as you see, like in a perfect world, it's not possible. Like you have an opportunity and you just sell something. What will, of course, is like you will have to communicate with the person. You have to send email conversation and see how it will go. So the best and the better follow up you do on the opportunity, it will provide your best answer. So for example, let's do a follow up and let's try to send an email to the customer. So let's say, hello Robin, uh, let me know if you are available tomorrow. We'll schedule a meeting and we'll work on your requirements. Uh, Once I hit send, the customer will get an email. So that's the external communication where you send an email directly from your Odoo environment and your customer, and directly you can follow up from the email from here as well. Now, if I want to log any note, internal note for any salesperson or for myself, let's say, okay, I need to show like for the meeting, I need to carry my own laptop. I hit l- save. This will be a log for myself. So this reminds me, okay, I have a meeting. I need to carry my own laptop for this. And this, let's say the customer has replied to us and he has agreed for the meeting. And so I can go to schedule activity and directly schedule a meeting from here, like to say the summary is to discuss the requirements. We can directly open our calendar and we can schedule it. Okay, so to tomorrow, okay, at 1 p.m. I'm free. I'm gonna schedule it for tomorrow. I can do this from directly here. Once I click, it will be directly linked with my calendar. And I can see this. So let's go back to our pipeline. And you can see I have converted this lead to an opportunity. I can see it here. So yes, you can see this lead has been converted to an opportunity, and I have this in my new opportunity. So that's basically the Kanban view. I mean, this will help you to stage like different stages of your opportunities, as Max said. Like we can create a new stage, or we can directly move an opportunity from here to this stage. So since we have agreed with the customer to go for a meeting, we can put him in the qualification stage. So I can directly drag it from and drop it from here. Or what I can do is like I can go back to my opportunity and I can see all the stages here. So from new qualified, I can directly click on qualified, and you'll see in the pipeline the lead will have been moved from the new stage to the qualified stage. So yeah. So let's say the meeting went well and the customer is happy to go forward and he's requesting a quotation for the product. So what we do is like we go to directly from, we can access the quotations from here. We don't need to go back to a sales module and launch quotation from there. It's all interlinked together from one place. I can do it all. So I just go to my new quotation. I can add the customer, I can add his invoice address, delivery address. If I want to add any template to this, I can do that. If I want to set any expiry for my quotation, I can do that as well. So let's say our quotation expire by the end of this month if the customer doesn't reply, and I want to set any payment terms. Okay, it's I want the customer to do the payment in 15 days. Sorry, I can do that as well. So, and then let's see, the customer was looking for storage boxes. I click on storage boxes. Okay, and the customer wants 100 units of that. I press enter and I can get this. So, and what's the best thing is like when I'm entering my product, I have a small icon that appears here. So when I click on this, this will directly takes me to my product and will, I can see all the specifications. Like I can see if this product can be sold, can be purchased, what kind of product is this, if there's any barcode assigned to that, what's the price, what's the cost, and if I'm manufacturing this product, I can see like which company. I'm having two manufacturing units. I can set which manufacturing unit will manufacture this. So going to sales, the invoicing, we can say, okay, we're gonna invoice the customer once the order has been delivered, or we're gonna invoice the customer once he ordered the quantities. Like we say, once he ordered the quantities, we'll send the invoice. It's related to you when you have a website or something, your purchase, like from which vendor we purchases this product, we can do it here. Going back to your inventory and accounting, and on top of this product, you can see like all the inventory and everything that's linked to this product. It shows like previously you have sold 10 units of this, you didn't purchase any, we have on hand this much, any traceability, if there's any reordering rules assigned to the product. So all your description, you don't need to go back to your products and see, okay, if you have that in your inventory or not. You can directly just click on this icon and straight away it will bring you to your products menu. So let's say this is the one consumable product we have added. So let's add, customer is looking for a service as well. So let's add a service product here. And he's looking for a subscription, a monthly subscription for office cleaning. That's it. And if there's any terms and condition we want to put on our quotation, we can do this from here. If not, yeah, directly, then we have an option. We can directly send this quotation to the customer via email. So once I click on send by email, so a new pop-up will come up. Okay, yeah, this is where I can create my own template, or I can write it, or I can use a safe templates that I'm using. So that's the quotation number, invoice amount. Don't hesitate to have any question. Let's say regards. So with this email, the quotation will be attached as a PDF by itself. So let's say I hit send and the customer will gonna get the email with the quotation. So you can see your stage has been moved the moment your email has gone. It has gone from quotation to quotation send. And you can see how this will be, customer will be able to view this, how it will looks on the customer, and you go to customer view. This is how the quotation will comes up. So the customer will be having three choices: either he can sign it and pay it directly from the website. If he wants to provide any feedback, let's say customer says, oh no, I don't need 100 units, actually I need 200 units, so he can provide a feedback and then we can directly change a quotation and send it again back to the customer, or he can directly reject from here. So let's say the customer is happy to go forward and is happy with the quotation, and he just click confirm, he just sign it and accept it. Sorry, yes. So this will ask him for make a payment and confirm. So we'll just say confirm. That's it. So we go back to our quotations, or directly we can go to our CRM and we'll see the quotation link with that customer. Go to my CRM. I see the pipeline. So you can see there's one quotation attached to this customer, and we have scheduled one meeting that comes up here as well. So let's go to a quotation. So let's say the customer was happy with it and he just confirmed and he has done the payment. So once I click send, you can see that the quotation that I have sent has become a sales order now, and there is a direct integration with another application. It will be created like you can see there is a one subscription created for the customer. There's one delivery not created for the warehouse which gonna deliver the product the customer has requested, and we have one service task created for the customer as well. And your salesperson will also have an option to create an invoice directly from here. You don't need to switch to the invoice application, log in there and create invoice. So once just click on create invoice. So now you can see another invoice has been linked with that as well. So as you can see, like without going out of this window, I was able to send an email to the customer, log internal notes, create activities, schedule activities, send a quotation, create a delivery order. So all can be done from one window itself. So now see, the customer has done the order and has made the payment, and I just want to make this lead customer as a one. So once I click on one, you'll see a smart green tag appears on this. It says, oh yeah, I have won this customer. And when I go back to my pipeline, I can see this. Okay, the customer has directly moved from the qualified stage to the one stage. So this is the in the Kanban view. So you can also have a list view if you want to. You can view this in the calendar, on the pipeline, on the graphical view as well. And that's as Max said, we can apply various kind of filters and on that as well. Like if I want to search I don't want to, so these leads are assigned to me. If I go to my entire pipeline of the company, I say, okay, I want to see the leads which are unassigned. Okay, no leads are unassigned. If there's any open opportunities, this will show me. I want to see, okay, how many one opportunities I have won. It will show me these. If there's any lost, it will show me that as well. I can group them as per the salesperson, as per the sales team, as per the country as well. And one of the best thing is like we have a Google Maps integrated with that as well. So if I click on Google Map, it will show me, okay, on the map where my opportunity is based as well.
Yeah, Kapil, maybe to add to that, it's actually something I forgot to address during
Hmm.
my initial presentation. But what's very, very useful in Odoo on the filters and on the groupings is that any field that exists in Odoo can actually be applied as a custom filter. So if you click on filters,
Yeah.
Kapil, and then indeed you have the standard filters that are shown there, but you also have the
Mhm.
possibility to add a custom filter. So any fields
True.
that are designed in the application can actually be applied as a filter. So basically the possibilities are endless indeed.
True. So now let's go back to our reporting part. So I want to see the reports based on my lead. So with the help of Odoo, you can get reports as where you need it. Like, okay, like this is basically the reporting for my leads. It shows okay, there were for last 30 days. It shows okay, I have 43 leads and this percent of opportunities. This my expected revenue. That's number of days. So let's see if I want to get my report based on the campaign or contact name, and I don't want to see it for last 30 days. I want to see the exact. So this will the one that will show me the exact details. Then I can group them as per the products or salesperson. If I want to see based on the salesperson, I can do that as well. I can put the filters for I want the reporting on unassigned leads or my leads. I can do that. I can select the time range like based on last 365 days, hit apply. You can get all the reports from here as well. And you can change the view you want it in the bar chart view or in the graphical view or in the pie chart view. Yes, so that's in short, like that's the entire process image. You'll be able to optimize your entire opportunities into sales. So thank you very much for listening, and I think we can proceed with our Q&A.
Let's do it. Let's see if there are some
Yeah.
questions we can address.
Okay, so we have a question like how much do the CRM and sales module cost? So with Odoo, you have best thing, like you don't need to pay for every module. You can select the module which you want to use, and you can see the pricing as well for each module. Wait, I'll show you just now. Okay, so you can select on the module that you want to purchase. So let's say for CRM and sales and the number of users. If you want one user, for one user, it's like you want to bill it monthly or annually. So monthly it does basically costs of around 62 euros or something. I hope that helps. Okay.
Yeah, so
Can
anyone can visit our pricing
mhm,
simulator very easily on the webpage odoo.com/pricing.
yeah. So we have another question. Prithvi asked like, can we add leads from my Excel sheet? Yes, you can directly import leads from your Excel from your CSV. Wait, I'll show you how we can do this. So we directly go to our leads. We have an option to import the lead. So I can directly upload a CSV file or an Excel file. I just hit load file. I can search on my system where the file is and I can upload them. I think, yeah, that's all. Yeah. So thanks, Max. Thanks a lot for joining us today. And thank you guys. Hope you have a nice day. And we'll be sharing this webinar. We'll be uploading the video on our YouTube channel. You can visit there and watch it again. So thanks, Max.
Thank you for inviting me, Kapil, and thank you for everyone who has been watching. And I hope the recording and the live webinar can be useful for any viewers right now or later. Thanks again, Kapil.
True. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Max. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
See you again.